Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Morning, DJ. Good morning, Debo.
Good morning.
Jermaine Rideout.
Good morning, there, sir.
What's happening?
Hey, I can't call.
You got that? You ace deucing that cap this morning, dude. You got a little cock there. That's ace deucing right there, man. Yeah, they don't know nothing about ace deucing.
See, is you is or is you ain't.
I like that. Is you is, or is you ain't? Oh, that's an existential question.
The great philosopher, Tomcat.
Yeah.
Tomcat. His rap moniker is T-Cat. T-Cat. What's happening, y'all? And I do something, man. I don't know. This is Friday, man, and I always try to keep it light on Friday. Obviously, we have some breaking news we're going to get to, but I do this every morning now. I read the New York Times, and so they've changed their whole sports coverage called The Athletic, and then they do something called Word Connect. Hold on. Let me shout out the good folks there at New Pitts Mortuary. Look how fast he drove. Things gonna change. Adjust.
Condolences.
But so you connect these, man. I'm addicted to it, man. I'm addicted to it. I told Frankie yesterday though. I got spanked yesterday. It whooped my butt yesterday. But man, I'm up there. I wonder, do they have like a tournament of champions? I'm at a 90% solve rate.
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, I don't think they.
I mean, if they don't, then they will create one.
Yeah, I'm at a 90%. Yeah, I'm proud.
It's tournaments and champions.
This morning it was current roster of the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. There was something on, was it horse racing? You know what a jockey wears.
Jokic just won in tennis today.
Did he?
Yep. So he'll be heading to the final to
now,
take
did
on
he?
Carlos.
Who was it that he had to beat the last two in the quarters? I think in the round, and then in the quarters, both the players he played against retired. So he won without ever playing full sets because of injuries and withdrawals. Let me do this. My colleague, Ms. Michelle Bryant, wanted me to just alert people. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. They're going to be enforcing the real ID. You got a real ID?
Got a passport.
So you don't have a real ID yet?
I don't need one because I have a passport.
Okay.
Hey, come on, man.
I love black people.
Because if I would have just said no, he would like, man, you better hurry up and get your.
No, because it was like what?
Passport.
Who was it the other day? Somebody says like talking to a brick.
No, that's wild.
All right. The Real ID deadline goes into effect on Sunday for airport travel. People should know that if you have upcoming flights, that you really need to try to get this done before the flight. And also, if you don't, you'll have to pay $45 for going through security. So if you don't have your real ID and you're traveling, now if you have a passport,
I'll do that.
If you have a passport, you good. So, but again, everybody knows real ID. Yeah.
How you gonna be talking to a brick then?
I'm talking to the other folks out there, man.
Well, correct that.
It's called our listening audience.
Correct
That's
that,
what I'm talking to.
You said that right after.
Yeah,
I said I got a passport.
Huh?
You said, if you can you can hear. You said that right after.
What does Kennedy say? What you say? I'm 3 inches from you. You heard everything I say. Then I be whispering in the basement. She up on the second floor. She heard everything I said when I whispered in the basement.
What's crazy is how do they get that gumption to just be ignoring at an early age? Just ignore you at an early age.
Yeah,
like what you got to say don't matter.
It don't matter. I got other priorities out here, you know.
I'm on my tablet.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know if you saw the sister. Was it Tiana Taylor? She was on Saturday Night Live, And her two kids were there. She doing a monologue. He's talking to her kids. Her kids weren't even paying attention to it. They on their devices, right? But so anyway, if you don't have
heard mama talk all day life,
right? If you don't have your real ID and you're going to travel now, if you're just traveling, you're not going to get on a plane, then it's not. But I think even getting in the federal courthouse,
really,
I don't know if you need a real ID to get in the Social Security office. Because it's supposed to be certain federal buildings, so I don't know.
So they're making it to where you shouldn't have to go everywhere with your passport.
Well, this is all the effects of 9/11.
Air quotes.
Yeah, Homeland Security. 9/11. So, just so you know. Oh, so let's deal with the breaking news. You may or may not be aware that Don Lemon, excuse me, this morning was arrested in Beverly Hills. The arrest stemmed from the incident where Black Lives Matters and others had gone into a church in St. Paul, Minnesota.
If you had a chance to watch the video, Keith sent me the video earlier today, and obviously that was just only one portion of the video, but nothing egregious happened. And Don Lemon in himself, he was just reporting what was going on. No one really gave him any real pushback. And there was a time where you saw two things going on within this church. One portion was worshiping, and another portion was having some dialogue in the midst of protesting. But to be arrested just for reporting out is beyond egregious. And I'm sure more information will come out after, he's arraigned, I guess.
Yeah, let me just kind of give you, this was reported in The Guardian. Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles, tied to the January protest in a church in St. Paul, Minnesota, connected to anti-ICE demonstrations. And part of what had precipitated those folks going in the church was, I think, the leader of the church, one of the pastors there, is over the ICE office in St. Paul. Authorities said the protest disrupted a church service, and potential charges mentioned included civil rights related violations and possible laws protecting access to places of worship. Let me stop right there. We did have a conversation about should you be allowed to protest in a church. And that's a little bit separate than what's happening with Don Lemon. My attitude was that the church is not only private property, it's also sacred property for those folks who adhere to that religion. So that was one part of it. That was a very different thing. So get them for trespassing. What Don Lemon was doing was reporting in the clip, and I just sent DJ a small clip. There's a longer, his whole broadcast where he goes in, and he didn't go into the church until after the protesters had gone in and everything had just kind of jumped off. And so he went in and he covered it. He had his film crew and they covered it. Lemon and his lawyer argues that there was a journalist documenting events and framed the arrest as a First Amendment issue. Now that becomes real important, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. The case is controversial, not just because it's Don Lemon, but because the judge previously declined to approve charges. Okay. So here's my thought on this.
The same judge or just a judge? I
think they went a different route. Probably went through a grand jury as opposed to going through a magistrate to be able to get the charges. There's something chilling when the line between reporting and participation gets decided by power instead of principle. If journalists fear arrest for documenting protest spaces, especially politically charged ones, fewer people will be willing to bear witness. And when fewer people bear witness, the public gets less truth, not more order. At the same time, a democracy also wrestles with another tension. If journalism becomes indistinguishable from activism inside restricted spaces, government will argue enforcement is about law, not speech. That tension is exactly where the chilling effects are born in uncertainty. The real fear isn't just one arrest. It's not Don Lemon being arrested. There was another journalist also arrested. It's the message people think they hear. Cover this protest and you might be next. Ask too many questions and you become the story. And historically, once that fear settles into culture, self-censorship does the rest. No court order required. All right. So when truth tellers stop looking over their shoulders, justice starts looking over their shoulders, justice starts losing its voice. A society doesn't have to ban speech to silence it. It just has to make speaking feel dangerous. The question isn't just what happened to Don Lemon. The question is what happens to a nation when the witnessing injustice starts to feel like a crime. And let me kind of tie this into what happens here. You know, I appreciate that we have this forum, right? We have this medium. We have the opportunity, and many times we take the opportunity to speak truth to power. This is why when people call in and they say, oh, you should shut them down. I don't know why you let them talk. It's free speech, y'all. It's free speech. And nobody wants to, and like any right, it is not absolute, but it's pretty expansive in terms of my right to free speech.
And also, just to be fair to you and to be fair to Michelle and other hosts and co-hosts, there is a line where the conversation has to end.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you didn't let me finish my point. Well, get to the point.
Right.
You know, you do have the
different.
opportunity.
That's different than trying to shut down the speech.
But people often conflate that.
Right.
You know, and so you have the opportunity to speak. How long just depends on how the conversation goes, time constraints, things of that nature. But the opportunity to engage is there.
Right. And the difference might be we don't have the power that the federal government has, where people really want to shut down things that don't. And I said this earlier. I said, if y'all think sending Tom Homan to the Twin Cities is nothing more than window dressing, the tactics are still in place, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that they go after Don Lemon, see, because now you're doing a political calculation, because we know that there's a segment in this society that hates Don Lemon and what they think Don Lemon represents.
But he's also currently in the news for publicly engaging with another individual that is, I guess, kissing boots or kissing up to this administration.
Who's that individual?
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, that's a great segue because she's on the list today. Yes. So let's talk about.
I mean, it's just
the Trinidadian who I did not know was not a U.S. citizen. Let's start there.
Don Lemon brought that up.
Yeah, let's start there. So I don't know if you all know, Nicki Minaj has said that she is the dudes that she's his biggest fan. She showed up for the dude's account. It's Friday. I can't use his name. It's Friday. Dude's account. This whole thing about putting money in kids' account, these savings accounts. And then afterwards, she shows that she's got a gold Visa card. Now, the question people are asking.
I don't even think it's real.
Yeah, well, the people are asking, is it real? Did you drop $1 million? Okay, because I guess that's what Trump.
Strike one. You got to be multifaceted.
I got it, man. You got to look at me when you think it's coming out, man. Slow me down, man. That's it's part of your responsibility, man.
It was on a roll.
I know it was on a roll, but don't let me roll too much. I'll roll too far. All right. So this idea of her going in now, there's another little interesting piece on this backstory of Nicki Minaj that I did not know, and one of the reasons why she's sucking up to do. Over and beyond her citizenship, she has some family, i.e. her husband, who has to register as a sex offender. Her brother is currently in prison for child molestation, where he repeatedly molested an 11-year-old girl. So she's trying to get that happen, where, and I don't know how dude can do anything because I know because
Can't look at you all day, man.
I know. Dude, because if those are state charges, he can't issue a pardon.
The thing is why Don Lemon arrest doesn't. I don't believe in coincidences anyway.
No.
But why Don Lemon's arrest isn't a coincidence, because it just so happened that the individual that Don Lemon was in a media or social media beef with just so happened to be the same individual kissing up to who. I don't think that that's a coincidence. And the fact that Don Lemon brought light to her citizenship status, and now all of a sudden she's in the president's face is just mind-boggling.
And then there's some drama between her and Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, she got drama with everybody. Cardi B too.
Yeah, Cardi B. But that's the other thing.
Cardi B would never do
that. She ain't had a hit in a while. That trying to stay relevant. And I don't know if you heard earlier this week. Yeah, you did, obviously, because you put me on blast. But Kanye West and
it's Ye.
Okay, Ye.
Formerly known as Kanye.
Okay. Ye.
It's not Ye. Where
IOU from? Ye. Has come out and apologized for his anti-Semitic behavior. And he's also apologized to the Black community. So, I'd asked the question, is he invited back to the cookout? And I don't know. Well, I tell you,
we can forgive him, but he's still not allowed.
I'm gonna tell you, here's the pass I'll give him. Okay. If you do another college dropout, I think we might.
Them days are over.
No, but I'm just saying, but if he dropped,
those days are over. That's the reason why
an album as good as College Dropout.
But that's the reason why he made this apology. Kanye is always calculated. No, I was about to say Kanye, but I said because it's like Muhammad Ali. He changed his name to Ali, so we gotta call him Ali.
Okay, no, I got it.
So, Ye, he's calculated because he always makes these big drawn out statements and appearances when an album is coming, and it's been rumored that an album is coming late February. So I don't
say with Karen Hunter, because Karen Hunter is not. She said, I don't know if I'm gonna put it back on the list yet, but Karen said something. She said, you know what? Because it's cold. It's cold on the outside. It's cold. People ain't back. And look, what he lose $500 million? What in terms of?
But here's it. But and then this is also why I gave the great Gladys Knight the blues. And this is also why I don't pay much stock into Ye's apology, because it was written. See, Ye, his biggest expression is when we hear the words come out of his mouth, not when something is professionally written. When he said George W. Bush don't care about Black folks, we heard that. We saw that. All of this written statements and trying to be buttoned up, I don't even know if that's real, because the Ye that we all remember and we all know, from the good, the bad, and the ugly, all came out of his mouth, and it wasn't written down.
So why are you tripping when I say Ye? What was the name of his sneakers?
It's Yeezy.
So why would it be Ye?
Because it's not Ye, because it's two E's and a Z and a Y. You went to college, Keith, and graduated. You didn't just go. Some people just
and that was my college education. If you call them Yeezys based on his name, then why did he Ye?
No, it's one E.
Oh,
Ye.
okay. Oh,
Kanye.
Kanye.
his name Y-E at the end. You don't
Okay.
call him Kanye.
I will now because of the sneakers.
No, you won't.
Don't you
It's
think that's a little
Kanye.
confusing?
No. Come on, man.
I'm just asking, bro.
You've been through critical thinking situations.
I have been,
a
but
decade,
it'll mean that I've been successful in those endeavors.
Oh, you've been successful.
No,
You're here right now.
Oh, come on, man. What? Jermaine is here.
Hey. But he's under the disability tab. That he had to check. So he
Jay is here. What, being in the space? Is that?
He let the teacher know he's gonna need help with
I'm
X,
here.
Y.
Well, yeah, I'm here. I mean, what does that mean?
You didn't check that tab.
No, bro.
I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna let you live with that. I'm gonna let you live.
Don't say you here.
He just threw the alley oop. I had to, Hey.
Let me do this because y'all know the program's about everything and nothing's Free Flow Friday. So let me do. Michelle sent me such a great clip, man. Oh my God. So this guy, and I don't know if we can play it. I don't know if it's on YouTube. Let me do this. I'm gonna see if we can find it after the break. I want to play this because it was funny, but it was also theologically profound. So I want to play this thing. A lot of times people think you can be really wordy, but isn't that what Shakespeare said? Talking loud, signifying nothing. And but this was to the point, and it kind of brought us back to where Black people are and Black people in church. So you're listening to Community Voice. It's Friday. Joined in studio by Devon Jones, DJ the Protege, Debo, Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, and Randy. They stayed at Motown. No, they went to Columbia. No, Jermaine stayed at Motown. Yeah, because he was married to Berry Gordy's daughter, right?
And Hayden.
Hazel, wasn't it?
I guess. Well,
yeah,
he
was Hazel.
Hayden on the great one.
Who?
What?
Jermaine?
We gonna be at getting to this break.
Oh man, you gotta bring me up on that. I didn't know that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get some knowledge, and we're gonna be right back. All right, welcome back. Sometimes people may or may not be aware of certain cultural things that we might do, right? And so I'm going to let me say who this guy is. I'll just okay. This is something when we're in church, God is good all the time and all the time.
God is good.
Okay. This is a guy, he's running for an office. He's at a black church, and here's how he responds to this. Thank you, Michelle, for this.
He putting up the one.
God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good.
Play it again, because I can hear it. Do it. Can you turn it up a little so we can hear?
Good afternoon, everyone. God is good. That's right.
Play it one more time, because I don't know what y'all heard. All right, do it one more time. Now, of course, somebody gonna come up and correct it, right? Okay.
God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good.
Just do it again. Now listen, and this is why I thought this was
Good afternoon, everyone.
so theologically.
God is
profound.
good. That's right.
Okay.
Now,
Said God is
see,
good.
we and so of course they're gonna go in and culturally correct him, but his response
That's right.
was on point. That's right. God is good. That's right.
I didn't see the video, but I could just picture his face. Like, that's right.
That's right. That's how he looked. Like, that's right. That's right. So, man, and you know, from a theological perspective,
he was very sure of himself.
right, man, and he was right. God is good.
He was in agreement.
Yeah, but we do poetry, we do a lot of things, and sometimes it isn't. Here's one that came out in the early 90s that has been theologically debunked. When the praises go up,
protests are growing over.
When the praises go up,
blessing come down.
Is that why we bless because we praise, or we bless because of grace?
Both.
Both. Why would you say both?
Two things can be true. Because a lot of the blessings that we receive, some of them are unearned. That's why we,
Grace.
appreciate that grace.
Mm-hmm.
But then the praise is so that we attract more.
Okay. Do you think that you live a blessed life?
Yes.
Okay. So is your life blessed because you've always been praising God?
You didn't say always.
I know I didn't. I just did.
So no.
Okay.
You just add stuff into it.
Of course I do. That's my gift.
But the funny thing that you said that, I just saw a quote from Mike Tyson.
Okay.
And it's an old quote from him. He said that if he died tomorrow, he was overpaid. And I
help us.
Man,
help us.
I sat back and I was like, wow, I made a comment about that, and I got over 1,400 likes on my comment, but it was just in reflection of that of his quote.
Well, and here's why I say that it would make God what's the word? Arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the perspective that God doesn't need my praise. And I'm really going to be controversial now. I don't even know if God so much wants my praise. I think I should praise God because God is and all that God does. But if our blessings were contingent upon our level of appreciation, I don't think it would be commensurate with that. So it was one of those things that sounded good. You hear more and more people now pulling back on that, but that was a big one. Oh man. And then, God is good, all the time, and all the time God is good until something negative happens in your life and you're not always viewing that as a good.
Right. One of my favorite gospel songs is Praise Him in Advance.
Marvin Sapp.
Yeah. And then, I had a random thought. We all have thousands of thoughts, but I had a random thought that said, man, how lucky am I that, God doesn't forget to like speak to me or like look out for me, like all the time, I've maybe forgotten to pray or, forgotten to jot this down from an excerpt from a Bible lesson or something like that. But, he doesn't need to be reminded to like, hey, it's DJ.
Well, Rhonda wanted me to steal this from the pastor at her ancestral church. It was clever. He told the story. He said that, and this is poetry, y'all. So preach poetry. He said that his son, he had promised his son that he was going to do something. And whatever happened, it didn't materialize as quickly as his son thought it should have. And then his son came up to him to remind him. He said, "Didn't you say?" Here comes the preaching poetry. He said, sometimes, and it's preaching poetry, not necessarily solid theology. He says, sometimes you got to remind God. He said, "God, didn't you say? God, didn't you?" And then he goes on and he uses. Now, I love the poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I was troubled that I have to remind God of anything.
Yeah, I honestly don't believe
right, there you go. Right. So I'm
Yeah.
saying, but it's poetry and it's an illusion. But when I look at it, I'm going like, yeah, but we don't need to remind God.
But I mean, like you said, in the past, and I do believe that to some extent, preaching is poetry.
Mhm.
A
It's public
prayer,
speaking. Yeah.
prayer is poetry. And so, and when we get into that sort of bag, you kind of
Now look, I thought it was cool, and I would have used it or something similar to that, but there was that thing where I got to thinking, but the poetry is. That's why I love black preaching. I love great preaching, period. I mean, I just love great oratory. If you're a great orator, you got me, man. There are people out there who I found out could preach? Jamal Bryant's sister. She preached at a Morehouse convocation.
Okay.
She can preach. And I'm
not surprised.
Right. No, well, I didn't know he had a sister. And this is how I figured out it was her sister. She said, well, when they extended her the invitation, they said, "No, you must have been talking about my brother." Mm-hmm. And then she said, "No, you must have been talking about my dad because my dad is a bishop." Mm-hmm. Oh man, but she was good. Call her welcome to the program.
Good morning, you're on there.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning to your co-host there. Good morning to the producers and Mr. Debo. This is Rick calling from Germany, and I just want to say you're going to find out how good God is if anybody survives the apocalypse and lives to see the new earth. Then you'll know how good God is.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. That's tough on a Friday.
No, that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop. There's nothing else I can say about that. God is good.
That's right.
There's nothing I can say. Some things left unsaid,
Every time, that's what I'm going to start. That's going to be my response now in church when they say God is good. That's right. Carla, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on air.
I agree. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you all, brothers. Assalamu alaikum to you.
All right.
Yes, sir, Ms. Parris. you said that you don't think that your praise of God is necessary, or that it even matters, or something to that
No,
effect.
I didn't say that. I didn't
No?
say anything to that effect. Nope. What I said was God doesn't need my praise.
Okay.
And then I went on even on another limb for a whole lot of folks. God don't want our praise. I mean, what I mean, don't want our praise. Let me just leave it at God doesn't need our praise.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. The Holy Quran confirms that, and it also states that Allah remembers those who remember Him, and that prayer is a requirement. And if you either you are not, this is not directed at you. It's either, generally speaking, either a person is a lit professor, proclaiming, making proclamations and declarations to whatever it is that they suppose is God, or their idea, their concept of what God is. But I know for a fact that with most documented or so-called substantiated scriptures, that prayer is a requirement, and prayer is the intimate part.
We weren't talking about prayer.
But you said praise.
I said praise.
Praise is acknowledgement,
Right.
recognition.
Praise is appreciation, but prayer is different.
Okay. So then I agree. Okay. Your clarification is acknowledged, but praise is not so much as what we might consider to be praise may not actually be praise. It may be ignorance, and we might just consider it as praise. If you're speaking in that
praise is just, isn't it based in appreciation,
recognition,
appreciation, acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
So
reverence.
So it's all those things where
proclamations, proclaiming.
Yeah. So I just say that, but it's certainly, I don't know, and maybe if you can call in, and I don't, because then if I say no, then I'm just saying.
They're gonna get mad because I'm talking too much.
No, you good. No, I'm just saying, but if I would, if I would say that, was it based on the good things in my life was based on my praising God, or is there something else that can account for the good things in my life?
You can tell a man by his work, and you can tell a tree by the fruit,
Mm-hmm.
The fruit that it bears.
Mm-hmm.
And our praise, and I'll go after me making my little statement about praise. And the word Muhammad, it means worthy of praise, or praiseworthy. And so I think sometimes our praise might be misunderstood as like the devotion that we are supposed to give to God, Allah. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then, man. Let me shut up.
All right,
Thank
man,
you.
Appreciate you. And I think the other thing is, and then we'll move on from this, but the thing that is, and I do it. I'm a worship leader, so I do it. And you got to remind people, and you got to basically cajole people, and you got to guilt people. You doing all this. Well, that's all of that collective, corporate, participatory worship, right? Mm-hmm. Black folks believe that worship is participatory, sometimes to a fault, and we certainly, it's the call and response, right? Which was kind of how enslaved people would learn scriptures, through call and response. So there's a lot in terms of that. And let me do a cleanup on aisle 6. Was it last week when I said that that gratitude is an attitude? Mm-hmm. I knew I'd heard it someplace before, so you're absolutely correct. I'm not that profound. There's a song that Ricky Dillard does. You have to have an attitude of gratitude. So that's not original. Thank you for calling me on that.
He had one of my favorite songs too.
What's that?
More Abundantly.
Oh yeah, and they're going to drop something him and Ron Carter's doing. Sweet, sweet spirit. I can't wait for that, man. I was telling my buddy about it. He said, well, hey, Ron Carter about 100 years old. So he's up there. But if anybody understands jazz and just the upright bass, oh, that's Ron Carter.
I would say when it comes to praise,
Let me make sure
worship,
Ron Carter play bass. Yeah.
prayer, anything of that in adherence to God and the deity, it's about your mindset. I just remember when I was younger, my mindset was, oh, I don't have to get baptized, so I'm not gonna get baptized. Like I had an immature mindset about what was perceived as like a requirement in order to go to heaven.
You don't have to get baptized.
No, you don't. But as I gotten older, my mindset shifted because it's not a chore, and it's how we place things mentally that shapes, just how we view it, and then how we enact on it.
I should have known, man, when I got baptized that my Christian journey would be troubled because Reverend Kelly asked me, could I swim? And I lied and said yes. I lied at my baptism. So that should have showed you, because I'm a kid. Right. I don't want to say no. Then I should have started thinking about, well, wait a minute. Do I need to know how to swim? Are you telling me something that I don't know? Like we gonna drop you? And I remember this one little boy I baptized.
Thank God you didn't drop me.
Right. There's one little boy I baptized, and his mama said, "Hold him down there." It was a little bad, so she said, "Hold him down. Make sure that boy is fully baptized." I was like, "Oh, well, your son."
Right.
Yeah, we only dropped one guy.
Who was that?
It was this big dude, me and Reverend Baker, man. We lost him, man. He slipped on us, man.
Yeah, but around that
my
time,
funniest baptism was my
brother. With me.
Brother just got his hair done. I mean, dude, his hair was done, and he didn't want to put a shower cap on. And man, we got him about this far because that hair wasn't going in the water. I'm telling you, man, that hair was looking like Billy D. Williams. Yeah. Lady Sings the Blues. Man, yeah, but he wasn't gonna get that hair wet. And let me do this public service announcement. My wife is a strong advocate of this. Teach your kids how to swim. Make them go to swimming lessons. Black children have a disproportionate drown rate because we do not teach our kids how to swim. And then I'm gonna put this on my hate. All right, I'll pick this up in Hater Nation. So let me. We're gonna go to break, right? And when we come back from break, we'll have the Protege's perspective, and then after the Protege's perspective, we're gonna do the Hater Nation. I'm gonna put this in my hate. Thank you for that.
AURN News. I'm Jamie Jackson. The Federal Reserve has decided to hold interest rates steady, keeping borrowing costs at their current levels.
And now it's time for the Protege's perspective.
Very apparent that this is no time to play both sides. You have to pick and choose one. And you must remember that not choosing at all is very well choosing a side. You can say this is about immigration. You can say this is about race. You can say this is about economics. You can even say this is about upholding the Constitution. But what you can't say is oppression isn't in the way. It's alive and well because it never left. There's nothing right about infringing on another man's rights. There's nothing constitutional about treating American citizens unconstitutionally. This was once talked about as an immigration issue, yet what's migrating is the government treating people with humanity. We've all been instructed to call it how we see it, yet when our eyes are not in agreement with an inhumane agenda, we are left with even more deceit and hate. The one thing that we can agree on is that there is tremendous hate in the air. Too much to ignore, and just enough to remind us that this oppressive force was once used before. Ironically, we are knocking on history's door, while this administration does its best to change the locks and rewrite history as if these things haven't happened before. In my eyes, injustice is what I'm seeing, although those who are supposed to uphold justice is on the scene. Through the lens that are provided, the actions that I've seen are obscene. What's going on shouldn't be handled delicately because those that are doing the handling aren't acting delicately. The first step is to stand up, and the second step is to fight. To sit on the sideline and to be quiet just isn't right.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, man. God. You had sent me some you had sent said Friday's list suggestions and questions. Oh, Friday's questions. Thank you. Suggestions on Friday's questions. There's a complete sentence. Okay, but I was sitting here thinking, because this program is about everything and nothing. So it's Friday. So let's do this. Let's get through. Here's what I want to do. Tell me if this is cool. Can we do a list of songs? And I really want to fashion this sentence. Can we do a list? I know you don't like them, but can we do a list of songs about substance use?
I guess.
Call him up to the program. I just throwing it out there. If you don't want to, we don't have to, man. Call him up to the program. It just hit me. We got to talking.
Hey,
good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
DJ. Well said, my brother. Well said. And that's all I was trying to say yesterday, but I was a little bit more excited. So I thank you for your perspective today. Keeping those as ministers. People say, oh, that's the best one you ever gave, DJ. I like all of them that you do, but that one right now in this moment for me, that hit home. So I just want to call in and say thank you. This is no time to be playing right now. And that's all I was trying to say yesterday. I am so upset right now, and as we supposed to be a man of God, we're not supposed to think violently, but I just want to punch that dude so hard in his face right now, man.
Yeah.
So hard in his face. It's just like, look what this country is turning into. And he doesn't care. And people that are following him, You see what he does to him. He throws him up under the bus, and I don't know why people haven't figured that out yet. You know, I know Keith talks about power all the time, but is it worth it at the end of the day? Because he gonna cover himself. He gonna leave you out there naked. So again, DJ, man, I know I'm rambling right now, but thank you so much, DJ, for your perspective on that one, man.
No
Good
problem.
job, young man.
Thank you. Thank you for your feedback too. Appreciate it.
All right. 414-444-5250, 444-5250. Ooh, man. Ooh, boy, look at it's a pretty expansive list here.
For what?
Songs about substance use. Ooh. When I was a little guy.
We not gonna do Haters Nation?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. When I was a little guy, Jay, can you cue us up for Hater Nation? When I was a little guy, there was a song that used to come on the radio, and you just hear it over and over again. So because I had this little AM radio, and the song was "Bottle of Wine, Leave Me Alone, Let Me Go Home and Start Over." Bottle of wine. I was singing that song. I'm like 10 years old, like just bottle. And I guess because my uncle was a wino, it kind of hit home. It's like, but bottle of wine, leave me alone. I'm trying to get sober. Let me go home and start over. All right. All right, welcome to Hater Nation, Population
9.
All right, young man.
I had an additional hate, but I just forgot it because I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I know, man. That's crazy.
I'm getting old. But I only originally had one hate.
What happened?
Well, I only had one hate. Keith said one of his pet peeves is when you have one, you usually have two. But I told him I'm the exception to the rule. If it's only one, it's only one. Because you know me, I go through
right,
15.
So you done went bad twice on this. So then don't put a one down. Just do it. See when you list one, when you list one and you use the numeral one,
I get it.
Then you have to have a two.
I get it.
If it's just one, if you do an A, there has to be at least a B.
I get it.
That's just one.
I won't do that no more.
Oh, you good, man.
Appreciate it. See, we learn every day, and I love learning. But my hate for today is, obviously with my perspective, it was more of a current events, and I haven't done that in a while where we just relishing the moment and just what's going on. This hate is something that we've always heard, and now I'm just fed up with it. So I'm done with hearing about peaceful protests after violence is the cause of the disruption. You cannot smack me and then all of a sudden say, "Hey man, you shouldn't respond in a violent manner." That's just crazy to me. But we've heard this so many times when it comes to police brutality, when it comes to injustices, that we need to respond peacefully, yet we've been the recipient of violence. And I'm done with that. I'm done with that. And I know people are going to be talking about the community and you can't fight fire with fire. Well, don't bring fire to the fight. And if that's the case, why are we fighting at all? Don't initiate it. You know what I mean? Don't tell me about no peaceful protest when you have brought on violence and killings to my doorstep.
That's profound because when you see people's reaction, is usually a reaction to an act of violence. Right. If you look at what happened to Sherman Park, it was an act of violence that precipitated, that unrest. And they talked about, man, they said of the 2,000 plus insurrection riots, unrest you had in this country, most, if not all of them, stem from some type of police action, some type of police violence,
Right.
and then the people reacting to that police violence. So no, that, and I don't know how people should, how they expect people to be able to, not don't you being violent, but don't you be violent back.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
like
man.
excusing the cause of all of this, and I'm just I like literally I'm over that. I'm over that. I don't want to hear that no more. And whenever someone brings up peaceful protests in the midst or in the aftermath of some violence, such as what we've been experiencing with ICE and police brutality and other injustices, they should just shut up. I'll just keep it.
Well,
like that.
and you asked the question earlier, is it a setup? It is. In many instances, your reaction is going to be a justification.
Jermaine asked that question.
No, I thought you said setup.
He said, it's almost like they did this on purpose. And I said, haven't you heard of a setup?
Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning, you're on air.
Oh yeah, brothers. I wanted to call back and say something to Mr. Parris about something that was stated the other day. Not to go, well, it's relative to our history here. And brother DJ, you're always on point. So
thank you.
You are a bright shining star amongst the other stars that exist
here on this program.
Within you all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Thank you for helping.
I appreciate that.
I didn't know if you go get to it, but I just thought, there's some other stars here too.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Totally. But Mr. Parris, when I mentioned the Willie Lynch, the letter or those things, and then and then that whoever the person is, then someone called after, and that's fine. Whatever. Here's my contention about it. How could we not say that it is inauthentic when we have witnessed and we are right now experiencing the very erasure of Black experiences, the complete denial of what happened to our ancestors, our forebears, just as the things that have taken place in Egypt. Everything about Black people is being contested about the reality of what we have experienced and what we experience as a people throughout the entirety of this planet. So when someone says that the Willie Lynch theory is not a theory.
No. Hold, Christopher. That's not that wasn't what the guy was saying. What he's saying is that as a historical document, he's talking about the actual document. No, okay. He was saying, right. And there's a guy out, and I should pull up who it was, but there's a guy out said that he said because the language and language uses. But the point, but I also went on to say, but the points raised are accurate. The point raised,
exactly, Mr. Parris.
So what I'm saying, but you got two different discussions. Whether or not it was written in the 18th century is a different discussion about then is what described in that letter, has it happened? The answer to that question, no. It
is not still occurring. Colorism.
No, I'm just saying from an academic perspective. You have the academic perspective, but then you also then have practically what it is. I'm just saying that there are scholars out there from an academic perspective saying that letter probably wasn't written in the 1700s because of the language usage. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Understood.
But I'm not disputing what is described in that letter, the behavior that's elicited from certain behavior in that's obvious. But what he was bringing up was whether or not it was actually penned in the 1700s. That was the question.
And yet still the contention, it still bears to mind So how can it not be said that it is inauthentic because of what we have been experiencing and what we are witnessing right before our very eyes today?
Okay.
Do you see what I'm? Okay.
No, and I'm agreeing with that. So you got two different discussions going on. You have what is talked about in the letter. It is not so much what's talked about in the letter. It was the construction of the letter,
the penmanship,
right?
The script,
right?
That's the writing.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I obviously know about both arguments.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a psychological perspective before you say continue, brother.
Okay.
That it's called a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Now your question,
would you think that that this argument in itself does us a disservice because the actual content of that letter is what should realistically only be discussed and not whether it was a real letter written in this specific time?
Right.
Here's why I would say no. Here's why I would say no. Here's why I would say
that's relevant. It's relevant,
right? But here's why I would say no.
If it was actually written, but what from the perspective that it was written, it is an actual occurrence, and it has become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And when you
raised
it, I didn't raise that particular aspect of this. I would say to DJ, no. I think you have to have a holistic conversation. And I think because I hear people all the time, you're going to confuse people. No, not necessarily. The confusion becomes that some things people are going to take and go, oh, literally. And I'm saying that there has to be a certain level of contextual understanding to what it is you're talking about. And so I would say, and maybe it's yes and no, but I agree. So I'm not pushing back. I'm not pushing back on the piece.
Into play.
Yeah, but I'm not pushing back on what's described in the letter. I'll say that again. What the caller called in and was saying that he was talking about the authorship of it.
Actual writing.
And those and they're different, yet they're the same.
Today.
Right.
That's all he's talking about. But are we not suffering from what whoever the ghost writer or the real writer?
Right.
If he was in the basement, if he was on the plantation on a horse.
Right.
But he figured out a way to keep black people killing one another up to this point today.
Right.
How about that?
No, I agree. I agree with that. I appreciate that. And I say, and that's our existence in the diaspora is complicated. I wish it was, as no pun intended, as black and white. It really isn't, and so trying to be able to make sure that I recognize that this might be a little more nuanced, but I cannot dispute what was described in that document. And I cannot dispute that many of the things described in that document is not happening today. Mm-hmm. That, in my mind, is incontrovertible. It is what's really happening. And again, the first time that most people became aware of it was at the Million Man March, in which I heard it at the Million Man March. So,
I'm just beginning to unlearn what I learned.
That's a lifelong process.
One, we've been lied to a lot.
Mm-hmm. Batesville caskets. Sorry, there you go.
But two, one, in my perspectives, I always talk about like we were raised on a lot of sayings,
mm-hmm.
and one of the sayings is it's not don't take heart of the messenger, take heart of the message.
Mm-hmm.
It's the message that matters. Obviously, the messenger can conflate your outside emotions based on a myriad of things, what this individual or organization or institution has done in the past and how you relate to that institution, but the actual message is what should be highlighted. And when it comes to the Willie Lynch theory, the actual message is what should be highlighted.
I was having a conversation with my late friend, the elder Ronald Banks, and I asked him this question, and I think it was for Ron, especially because of the religious tradition he found himself in. He had been raised, he had gone to Mennonite church when there was a revival they had in his city, and his whole family got saved, right? And they became part of the Church of God in Christ. And at the same time, Ron is getting a degree, and I think Ron's major was sociology. And so I asked him, I said, basically, the more you read, does that elicit more questions? And then that question's about things that I learned growing up, right? And that I took as fact, because that I was programmed to say it was fact. And then upon further review, more research, you find out, oh, maybe that's not fact. But the problem sometimes is when people accept it as fact, it can do a disservice because it's not a fact. It's your belief. And I think sometimes we conflate that. I have arguments all the time over these airways about, there's a difference between your facts, your feelings, and your beliefs. And that a lot of times people will say, well, this is a fact. And I'm going, no, it's not verifiable as a fact. It's your belief. And that's okay. And I'm not saying, and especially if it's something positive that's edifying you, will, then of course, but then, the great danger, right now, I think one of the reasons, we have a more robust discussion around Christmas time is that now we understand maybe what's the roots of Christmas. But if my belief in Christianity is based on Christmas and Easter, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's more than that. These are holidays, right? They're symbolic, but they're not necessarily substantive in terms of what my walk should be, my integrity, my character, those things. Christmas and Easter ain't doing much about whether or not you have good character or not. I can dress up in my Easter best, pink. I don't know why they pick pink as a Christmas color. Easter. Yeah. Christmas is what? Red, white, green. Yeah.
But unlearning is learning that, you're still a man. You could wear pink.
Real men don't wear pink.
Hey, when I grew up, boys didn't wear pink, man.
Oh,
we didn't wear pink.
I bet they put you in pink. I know my mama put me in pink.
My mama definitely didn't.
That was a complexion thing. Oh, they throw pink on me in a minute. I'd be like, oh man, then you would have.
So DJ,
I didn't wear pink until like a year ago.
So DJ, so when your guys get married and he has some pink in it, you ain't gonna wear it if he asked you to be a.
Well, like I was talking about unlearning. It don't matter what color I wear. I'm gonna be good.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's just I'm not wearing rainbow.
Pretty deep.
You know what I mean? That's different. Yeah, I ain't wearing rainbow. That's something I still ain't unlearning.
Pretty D, what they call them.
Yeah, I can wear pink. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It was young man. His mama put him in the biggest pink bow tie. I said, dude. That's the problem with your complexion, man. They put you and
real dark skinned brothers wearing purple.
That colorism thing was right. That real colorism thing be going like, if you really dark, why you got pink on? Boy, if you like bright, they'll throw pink and yellow and fuchsia. They have you in all kind of colors,
Yeah, I don't wear yellow like that. If I
like
wear
pink, though.
If I wear yellow, it has to be mixed in with like some other color. It's not just yellow.
So you wouldn't go full yellow?
No. I wouldn't.
And I've never even considered yellow being a real color for me. Like I said, it's just unlearning stuff.
Looking like a walking banana.
Hey, Chiquita! Hey man, what would Dino get mad at me? What would Dino say? Yeah, with your Jiffy looking to call me Jiffy. I'm like, oh man, that's cold. Yeah, he called me Jiffy, man. So I look like Jiffy cornbread. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Call me Jiffy.
Shout out to everybody that is watching on YouTube and Facebook.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Good
Bottle
morning.
of wine.
All right, Babs. Okay, I got
Leave me alone. Let me go home and get sober. Bottle of wine.
I don't know many drug addiction.
Oh, I bet you more than you realize.
Y'all gonna y'all gonna educate me.
Yeah, more than you realize. Let's start with that one. Give it. I'm in love with. She's my
main thing.
Oh,
I think that's Rick James. That's classic. Everybody know that.
Don't ride the white horse.
White horse.
Really?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
No,
White horse was heroin, wasn't it?
No,
cocaine. White lines. White lines.
I don't know that song.
Starships and Rockets.
You don't know White Lines?
Who was that by?
Grandmaster Flash.
I'm born in 92, man. Grandmaster Flash is the early hip hop.
Oh, I got one. I got 5 on it.
Oh, yeah. Starships and Rockets.
Yeah. Oh, for all you Jimi Hendrix heads, Purple Haze. Purple Haze.
I'm pretty sure something on the Chronic album.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the album.
The Chronic, right?
Right.
The Chronic.
Album in itself.
The Chronic.
Collins done got the joint.
I smoke a little doobie.
Oh yeah, Doobie.
I can't think of
Okay. What about blame it on the alcohol?
What's the question? Yeah, remind me of the question.
Songs about substance use.
Oh, substance use.
I don't want to use the term illicit, but say illicit.
Doobie
Something.
in the ashtray. Devin the dude.
Somebody just hit me. Cloud 9. Cloud 9, as a matter of fact. Psychedelic Shack. Oh, 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 man. Let's see.
I mean, J. Cole got a song on KOD called Friends.
Ooh, somebody said Freddie's dead. Freddie's dead from Superfly. Do 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 do.
Just like candy.
Caller, welcome to the program.
That ain't about that.
I think that's what they think about. I think that's what they do.
I thought Candy was
No,
that Nani.
No, do you ever see on Half Baked when they was talking to the dude and he was like, "Candy, make you dandy." They was trying to get.
I didn't watch Half Baked.
You haven't seen Half Baked?
You ever see Half Baked?
No.
When they was trying to get him
Dude!
to say the name of the cocaine, and he was like, "Candy, make you dandy." And he was like, "Say the name, say the name."
Everybody.
When Clarence Williams the third, right? They trying to set him up. Yeah. Oh, caller, welcome to the program. They got somebody?
What's up, y'all?
What's happening?
DJ, I haven't watched it either.
Oh, brother, come on, man. Y'all gotta watch
Chief,
that.
you know me. Chief, you know me, right?
Yeah.
You know me a little bit,
A
right?
little bit.
So you trying to say I ain't a man because I wear pink?
No, I said I like pink.
Oh, I thought you said, okay, I'm on 6. You said, I thought you said real men.
I said we had to
heard you say real men.
I was forced wearing pink when I was young. That's the point I'm making. No,
I thought you said real.
Pink and gray. Come on,
I thought you said real men don't wear pink.
No.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, Keith. Orange, yellow. I know somebody just put on the chat yellow. Keith, I got every suit the color of the rainbow. I love colors.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's what you match your tie and your shirt with and stuff like
colors.
Up with. But Keith, I'm gonna tell you something. I was in Knickerbockers, and they had this burgundy and pink pair of shoes, two-tone shoes. Keith, I lost my mind when I saw them. Yeah. They didn't have them in my sight. I was so sad. And Brendan said, "Greg, see if you can order them for you." And I went back and asked you if you could order them. You'll order those shoes for me, Keith. I get compliments on them shoes every time people see them.
All right.
So, to me, pink, to me, I love every color under the rainbow. now, as far as a rainbow suit, I ain't never seen no rainbow suit for a man to wear. But
trust me, there's one out there. Trust me.
I'm gonna get some stuff that I want to ask I was thinking about this all day yesterday, so I didn't know how I'm gonna put this, but I'm gonna ask Right Out a question.
Yes, sir.
So Right Out,
Yes, sir.
you got these two brothers that I thought one of them thought they was cool with the other one, right?
Right.
And then you got these two brothers, they kind of beefing, right?
Right.
And so the two brothers that one think is cool with the other brother, he brings this other brother around that you're beefing with, right?
Right.
But he don't tell you that, right?
Right.
But now he know what you look like, and you don't know what he look like, but now he know what you look like. What do you think about a situation like that?
I've been in a situation like that. I think, man, that's shiesty. Because you don't know who to look out for. So he know what you look like, and he can actually run up on you, and you won't have no clue why he's running up on you because you don't even know what he look like. So yeah, I was in a situation like that I was dating this girl, and this whole thing behind it.
Always a girl.
Yeah.
Always.
Cool, because I wanted to know if it was something wrong with me.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with you. Nah.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, man.
Someone put in the comments yellow.
Can I
is
ask
a
a question?
color.
I know y'all gonna get on it, and I ain't gonna have time to call back because I'm about to start doing my running around. But these are the three teams I hope Giannis don't go to: Golden State, Indiana, and what was the other team? And Boston.
Boy,
he's not going to Indiana.
He's not going to Indiana.
The team that I want to see Giannis go to, and I don't know how bad it would break up the team, but I would like to see Giannis go to San Antonio. If he gonna go anywhere, that's where I want to see Giannis go. So I'm gonna listen to see what y'all, because I know y'all gonna talk about it
give
later.
up too much of their core.
Wait, so
all international team.
So, question: would you trade Tatum for Giannis?
For the Boston, no, I don't want to see him go to Boston. So that wouldn't even enter my mind.
A healthy,
but no,
yeah.
And to me, and this is just my opinion. You know, when that team started breaking out right after they won that championship, when they first let go of Denver, what's his name? Denver. What's the white boy that played for New York that hurt his leg? Oh, he knows he played for Minnesota now.
No, man, that ain't what happened.
Vincenzo.
No,
but I'm saying that's when it started deteriorating down, and then they got rid of Drew.
Poor Dante.
No, man.
Poor Dante.
Man, when the coach lost his brother and he was out of his mind when he was coaching that series, and when he lost his brother, that's when the team started.
I think when they let, I think you saw the beginning of the end.
What's my memory on that? Who was that right out? Who lost their brother?
Bud,
yeah, he
was
did
coaching. Coaching during the playoffs. And
he passed away in a car accident.
Yeah, passed away in the car accident.
Oh, I never knew about that.
Yeah, man, that's how he was real disconnected from the team, and then right after that is when they fired him.
Yeah, but look, they were gonna fire him if they had not won that championship.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all agree with me on this. Doc can't coach, man.
All right.
Doc cannot coach.
Give it to Marquette.
So and right out here goes something you probably gonna get on me about. I don't know what he's seeing, AJ Green, man. I don't know what he's seeing.
Shooter.
But if he ain't knocking him down, what good does he do? That dude stay in foul trouble, man.
If he can't get him off,
but that's
he can't guard. He can't guard Brenda.
Yeah, but can't nobody in the league guard anymore, man. So
no, that's not true,
man. But I mean,
okay, see, that whole team can guard.
Well, yeah, because they running gun.
Anybody?
That don't got nothing to do with
all right, y'all. I just wanted to get that in because I got to get out of here, and I just want to get my thing in about Giannis. I know y'all gonna talk about it later.
All right, we're up on the break. You're listening to Community Voice Callers. I see you. We're gonna grab you. Boy, don't go down with that dude. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on air.
Good morning. Good morning, Keith.
Morning.
Good morning. Hey, thank you very much for taking my call. It's been a while. We haven't talked since baseball season, but I listen to your show every day and enjoyed immensely.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
What's on your mind?
Keith, I should have called earlier when you guys were at church. But
that's right.
I was wondering if I may go back a few days ago. You had it'd be tough for me to get through this. You had a call from Mr. Craig Stingley.
Uh-huh.
And just want to say that I appreciate that call. I appreciate the journey. I was just hoping to run it by you and see what you think. Is this not the time that we should call together all the artists of our city and ask them to come up with the appropriate piece of artwork to commemorate this journey? Mr. Stingley doesn't need this piece of artwork, but I think who needs it, Keith? I'll get your comments. I think we need this piece of artwork to remember this journey. 13 years. Yeah. It is beyond my understanding. I have empathy, but not at this level. What this man went through, and I go to a lot of meetings. I saw him at the Common Council meetings with a sign. I saw him at county board meetings, at community brainstorming, on the streets, knocking on doors, calling Eric, calling you, calling everybody, on a journey of one man to take on the rotten police department of West Dallas, to take on the rotten DA's office of this city and its whole legacy of hatred of black people, to take on the Attorney General of the state of Wisconsin and not get any help. All the judges had the authority and the wherewithal to get involved, and one did, I believe, and bless him. But my Lord, this is the greatest effort that I've ever heard of, Keith.
Yeah.
13 years. And what I'm saying is, I'm sorry.
And I think it was in the Root where they did an article on the conclusion of this, and the headline of that article was "Justice for Corey." So yeah,
it's justice for Corey, yes, and it's appropriate and right, but it's about all of us.
Yep,
I think. And this piece of artwork that I'm envisioning, and I have no creative ability here, so but I know that we have artists that are with what I'm talking about, and they can excel and convoke everybody together, come up with something that's appropriate. I mean, this is the arc of justice. This is manifested in the city of Milwaukee. This one man standing head and shoulders above all of us. Mm-hmm. This journey that proves that there's nothing more powerful on God's green earth than a father's love for his son.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
You bet.
Thank you. Has anybody drove past the King Center lately?
No.
Have you seen? Oh yeah, you were just there. Yeah, they have painted it. Mm-hmm. There's a nice what is it? What do you call it? A mural on the side of the building there, on the east side of the building. So I don't know if anybody has seen that. So,
no, I haven't.
Yeah, but let me and like I said, I told Craig that if I learned anything, justice delayed is not necessarily justice denied, and So if I picked up, because we can get frustrated, but it says a whole lot about his character and his wherewithal to stay with things. And then he talked about his journey. It'd probably be a great book. Really talk about that and be able to.
I told him, because it was he sent us an article the night before, and I was asleep, so I woke up reading the entire article. And early in the morning, my eyes are a little watery, but as I kept reading it, my eyes stayed watery. So I'm wondering, like, am I crying? And then I sent y'all a text, and then Craig called me, which Craig never calls me. Craig called me early in the morning, and then I was like, dude, I think I'm crying. And he just began to listen to me express like how much I commended him and appreciated him. And it wasn't a congratulatory call. It wasn't a congratulatory conversation, but it was a conversation that I told him that, this journey that he went on went well beyond his family, although he embarked on it probably personally. But the way that it touched me and it affected others. And I said, I told him, I said, honestly, you bigger than Johnny Cochran to me, because Johnny Cochran had law education, experience. All he had was just a father's love. And he did all of that work, and that was tremendous. That was tremendous.
A lot. It's a testament to human will, persistence, consistency, and when you're going through it, I always tell people, like, your testimony, is usually edited, but when you're looking at like the raw footage. What it looked like, what you're going through, the days that you wanted to give up, all those things, man. And it just says something about that, once again, just when people want to become very cynical and say that, justice does not exist, we find out it does. But look, we live in a world of
in this way too, right? Like because what I said, and my bad for cutting you off, but I'll lose it. What I said was, we, in my mind, this type of justice wasn't to us. I've never experienced or seen anything like that, where, everybody just dismisses it. You don't have a high-powered attorney. And so once they say that they done with it, it's over with, but they had to listen to you. And although it took 13 years, they had to listen, and this ended up being the outcome, which like I said, I always joke that Giannis is like Obama to me, because growing up in Milwaukee, they always told us that the Bucks would never win a championship. Well, growing up black in America, they told us we'll never see a black president. Boom. And I told Craig, he's like Johnny Cochran to me, because to be without that formal education, a law degree, and to stand up to the law justice system and to get what he got, that's phenomenal. And phenomenal is the lack of a better word for me, because but if you can think of a word higher and better than phenomenal, then think of that.
I've been knowing Craig for years. He always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He always been like that. I grew up with him and his brother, so he always been that type of person like that.
Yeah.
Even when he was coaching Warner team, he used to coach Warner team. He was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where were y'all? 29th Street?
No, we was Natatorium.
Oh, Nat.
Nat.
Oh, I didn't know y'all was at the Nat.
The Nat. Yes.
I lived in that neighborhood for 1 year.
The first year they started, we won the championship first 3 years.
Was Hamp still open?
Yep. That's my cousin. He was still over the greasy burger time.
Man, you can call it what you want to call it. I know that they was good as a bug, man. We used to go to the Grand Theater. You remember Grand down on Houghton? That became Philippians Church. And I lived on Parris. So, or even when my grandmother was on First. And man, after the theater, you know, we had Hamps. Hamps Hash House built up in that little hill. Yeah, yeah. All right, man. So I don't know where Giannis is going to end up. I just hope for the best for him.
I don't have no ill feelings toward Giannis.
Oh man, come on.
You know, and anybody who does, I mean, shut up. It's just for lack of a better word. Just shut up, dude.
Shut up.
He helped the Bucks become relevant. Ever since Ray Allen and Big Dog and Tim Thomas left, you know, we had a couple years with Michael Redd where, you know, we was a blip on the radar, but, you know, we wasn't real contenders.
What about the year when Sam Cassell was here?
Yeah, that was a big three.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That was a big three.
But when Giannis, you know, you got to add Jason Kidd to that because he started that. Jabari Parker, you know, Chris Middleton, obviously. What they started and obviously what Budenholzer finished, you know, we were title contenders every single year.
I remember they win the championship, and I said, y'all know y'all give 4 more years of Bud now, right? Because people were talking about firing that dude.
And we were saying then, you know, obviously before the tragedy, he should be the first coach to be fired after winning the championship. We said that.
Has that ever happened?
No. That would be crazy.
You win a championship and then you get fired?
that would just basically
Tony Dungy got close.
Basically Phil Jackson. Basically.
When?
Because with Chicago. Because under no circumstance.
Oh yeah, when they broke up the team. Yeah.
You know, you know, Jerry Krause under no circumstance was.
But I don't think they knew that
went 82-0.
Right. I think they knew that before the end of the season that he was going to
go that before the season
started. And I'm sorry. And then they were able to win a championship. I'm not to say that anybody didn't expect them to win the championship. That's just how good. How many Hall of Famers on that squad? You know, that's what Pippen, Jordan. Kukoc is probably, if he's not, he probably will be. We're going to the Hall of Fame. Oh, Dennis Rodman. Yeah. So, and I tell people, man, it makes a difference when you get talent. Call on to. Oh, okay.
You think?
Okay. We need to keep talking. Okay. How you been, man? How you been? What's happening? How's the? I don't know. How's the family? How you doing?
Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Keith. Good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I just heard the phone call from the gentleman in regards to Mr. Stingley. I heard you guys talk about Mr. Stingley. This is Mr. Westmoreland. And I'll say, Mr. Stingley, wow, I have never met a man like him before. All the determination and all that he went through is just absolutely extraordinary. And, you know, he has taught a lot of people. He has taught a lot of people what it takes to have that type of strength to, you know, I mean, not only the city of Milwaukee, not only the state of Wisconsin, I say he has taught the world. Anybody that heard his story and his story is just so deep and so extraordinary. And, you know, I met him one time and I had the opportunity to sit down and speak with him, you know, and, you know, like DJ said, it's not something to congratulate you for. I don't even know what the words are, you know.
Right.
However, I'll say, Mr. Stingley, if you're listening, you have taught a lot of people a lot, including myself. And I encourage you to write a book because you have one hell of a story. Thank you.
Yeah, man, appreciate that. And we just got a text Says Shalom, my brothers. Thank you for honoring my son. I appreciate this community and all that is poured into me. Man, that's from Craig.
I just get the chills just hearing about.
You know who I was? Who was the dude that used to call in that we knew was a plant? What was his name?
Yeah. But George knew his real name because
this is the story. So remember, it's COVID,
right?
So we have this men. They organized some brothers to come to North Division. We're in the field house, and so it's Stingley, it's Lawson, it's me. I got a picture of the three of us, right?
Still call it Lawson.
No, it's Stingley, Lawson, just Parris, all last names, right? So we standing there. So what they didn't know, came up and introduced himself to me, right? He said, don't tell him. And I think it was George said if he shows up, George was going to buy dinner and the whole thing. So we're standing there talking. They're talking to they was talking to for like 15 minutes. We just sit there like a gaggle, just some brothers talking and the whole thing. And I don't know if George said something to me afterwards or he called. He said, I told you wasn't going to show up. I said, you was talking to for 15 minutes and didn't even know it was it was him and Stigler. They didn't even know. Yeah, because we had the mask on. They'd never seen him, right? And he just said that because he came up and introduced himself. He said, hey, Keith, I'm the dude that called in. I'm the one y'all call. I said, okay. And I said, there's Stingley and Lawson over there.
He stopped calling.
Yeah, I think once his work was done, he moved on to another community to destabilize.
Probably in Chicago or
somewhere. Right. He had to move on. He had to keep it moving. Somewhere. You know, they left us beach. All right.
Yeah, they did.
You listen, he's from in Minneapolis now. Let me thank DJ Clarkett. Thank you. Jermaine, thank you. Callers, we thank you. The good Lord willing, Creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. We'll be right back. Go for this place in peace.